Exposure from a young age to the realities of the world is a super big thing. The future of advertising is the internet. We are not even close to finishing the basic dream of what the PC can be. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. People always fear change. People feared electricity when it was invented, didn't they? If GM had kept up with technology like the computer industry has, we would all be driving $25 cars that got 1000 mpg. I believe in innovation, and that the way you get innovation is you fund research and you learn the basic facts. Only a few businesses will succeed by having the lowest price, so most will need a strategy that includes customer services. Be nice to nerds, chances are you'll end up working for one. Life is not divided into semesters, you don't get summers off, and very few employers are interested in helping you find yourself. Before you were born, your parents weren't as boring as they are now. They got that way from paying your bills, cleaning your clothes, and listening to you talk about how cool you thought you were. So before you save the rainforest from the parasites of your parents' generation, try delousing the closet in your own room. Reward-worthy failure, experimentation. If you are born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it's your mistake. The general idea of the rich helping the poor, I think, is important. We've got to put a lot of money into changing behavior. Of my mental cycles, I devote maybe 10% to business thinking. Business isn't that complicated. I wouldn't want that on my business card. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. I don't think anybody can talk meaningfully about one without talking about the other. I never took a day off in my 20s, not one. Television is not real life. In real life, people actually have to leave the coffee shop and go to jobs. Life is not fair. Get used to it. I don't know has become, I don't know yet. I really had a lot of dreams when I was a kid, and I think a great deal of that grew out of the fact that I had a chance to read a lot. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Flipping burgers is not beneath your dignity. Your grandparents had a different word for burger flipping. They called it opportunity. Our success has really been based on partnerships from the very beginning. This is a fantastic time to be entering the business world, because business is going to change more in the next 10 years than it has in the last 50. The world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. If you think your teacher is tough, wait till you get a boss. Expectations are a form of first-class truth. If people believe it, it's true. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. A company's ability to respond to an unplanned event, good or bad, is a prime indicator of its ability to compete. On my desk I have 3 screens, synchronized to form a single desktop. I can drag items from one screen to the next. Once you have that large display area, you'll never go back, because it has a direct impact on productivity. What's amazing is, if young people understood how doing well in school makes the rest of their life so much interesting, they would be more motivated. It's so far away in time that they can't appreciate what it means for their whole life. I'm a big believer that as much as possible, and there's obviously political limitations, freedom of migration is a good thing. I believe that if you show people the problems and you show them the solutions, they will be moved to act. I am results-oriented. Like my friend Warren Buffett, I feel particularly lucky to do something every day that I love to do. He calls it tap dancing to work. When I was in my 40s, Microsoft was my primary activity. I have been struck again and again by how important measurement is to improving the human condition. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Technology is just a tool. In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teacher is the most important. You see, antiquated ideas of kindness and generosity are simply bugs that must be programmed out of our world, and these cold, unfeeling machines show us the way. The most amazing philanthropists are people who are actually making a significant sacrifice. I was lucky to be involved and get to contribute to something that was important, which is empowering people with software. Who decides what's in Windows? The customers who buy it. The best teacher is very interactive. In business, the idea of measuring what you are doing, picking the measurements that count like customer satisfaction and performance, you thrive on that. Effective philanthropy requires a lot of time and creativity, the same kind of focus and skills that building a business requires. We make the future sustainable when we invest in the poor, not when we insist on their suffering. The way to be successful in the software world is to come up with breakthrough software, and so whether it's Microsoft Office or Windows, it's pushing that forward, new ideas, surprising the marketplace. So good engineering and good business are one and the same. The best way to prepare to be a programmer is to write programs and to study great programs that other people have written. In my case, I went to the garbage cans at the Computer Science Center and fished out listings of their operating system. I believe the returns on investment in the poor are just as exciting as successes achieved in the business arena, and they are even more meaningful. Whether I'm at the office, at home, or on the road, I always have a stack of books I'm looking forward to reading. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. If geek means you're willing to study things, and if you think science and engineering matter, I plead guilty. If your culture doesn't like geeks, you are in real trouble. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Don't make the same decision twice. Spend time and thought to make a solid decision the first time so that you don't revisit the issue unnecessarily. If you're too willing to reopen issues, it interferes not only with your execution, but also with your motivation to make a decision in the first place. After all, why bother deciding an issue if it isn't really decided? I failed in some subjects in exam, but my friend passed in all. Now he is an engineer in Microsoft, and I am the owner of Microsoft. Find yourself. To win big, you sometimes need to take big risks. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. Whether it's Google or Apple or free software, we've got some fantastic competitors, and it keeps us on our toes. A bad strategy will fail no matter how good your information is, and lame execution will stymie a good strategy. If you do enough things poorly, you will go out of business. Business people need to shake off the notion that information is hard to get. Life is not fair, get used to it. I can understand wanting to have millions of dollars. There's a certain freedom, meaningful freedom that comes with that, but once you get much beyond that, I have to tell you, it's the same hamburger. Headlines, in a way, are what mislead you because bad news is a headline, and gradual improvement is not. For a highly motivated learner, it's not like knowledge is secret and somehow the internet made it not secret, it just made knowledge easy to find. If you're a motivated enough learner, books are pretty good. Innovation is moving at a scarily fast pace. If I'd had some set idea of a finish line, don't you think I would have crossed it years ago? I'm a great believer that any tool that enhances communication has profound effects in terms of how people can learn from each other, and how they can achieve the kind of freedoms that they're interested in. Until we're educating every kid in a fantastic way, until every inner city is cleaned up, there is no shortage of things to do. I do think this next century, hopefully, will be about a more global view, where you don't just think, yes, my country is doing well, but you think about the world at large. There is a certain responsibility that accrued to me when I got to this unexpected position. Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. Unfortunately, the highly curious student is a small percentage of the kids.